Hi, guys. Leanne Holitza here at the Healing Studio. I hope you guys are doing awesome. Let's see, we just had a mini retreat yesterday and it was really great. We did a little clearing out, manifesting. That was super fun. So I'm kind of thinking I might want to do something like that again. But let's see. Let me give you, here's my website just to see what's going on. We're going to do the Yantra deck, and today we're using the Cosmic Cat. Okay. Because I like the Cosmic Cats. Let's see. I'm looking into August at this point. Can you believe it? We're already looking into August. There's a drum circle in August. We've got yoga on the first morning of Tuesday. Our group healing sound baths are on schedule. Reiki share. And then Energy Awareness Part 3 starts, which for those of you who have taken 2, it's a good place to go. And also, if you've already taken 3, you can audit it. That starts on the 24th of August. So, and then we have a sample day where you can test out some of our other healers here. So anyway, that's what's going on. Here's how to play today. Thanks for joining, you guys. As I always say, YouTube is actually the best place to go to get up on the top of the list, because it feeds in from Facebook and YouTube. And for whatever reason, YouTube lets you come on early and Facebook doesn't. So there's a lot of people already who have pleased me earlier in the morning to get a card. So they're at the top of the list. So if you want to play that game next time, you can go to my YouTube channel and hit subscribe. Okay. I appreciate you guys joining. Let's see what the week brings. I'm going to use the Yantra deck first. All right, so we got completion upside down. Something's working itself out. I can really feel this, you guys. I feel like there's something coming, something's changing, but we're not necessarily there yet. And so this completion card is kind of like there's something that's trying to round itself out. We can kind of feel an incompleteness right now. Okay. Honor the body this week. Okay. So do whatever you can to make sure you get enough sleep, drink, exercise, outdoor time, indoor time, all of those things, right? So being in the body focus this week will help you optimize your energies. And at the end of the week, we're going to be working on learning how to receive. Now, this is an act of receiving. The direction that this card is facing is saying that we will be asked to take action on receiving. So that might mean that we have to first ask for something, like ask for help, ask for assistance in some way from somebody, and then let them help us. Sometimes some of us are very determined humans who want to do it all on our own, or we think we can. And I'm here to tell you that it's not always true. All right. That's the week. We're going to do a 1, 2, 3. I've got some Celestite helping us today. We have some of this at the Healing Studio. It's basically to open up with gentleness and grace. It's a very soft stone. I'm feeling like we need self-acceptance this week, a little bit of being softer with ourselves. So that's what I'm bringing that friend on. And then I'm using Amanda Ellis's Commander Ashtar spray. Feeling also like we need a little UFO alien help this week. This is actually it's called the Galactic Federation spray, Platinum Ray. It just kind of elevates us up and out of our human minds a little bit, because sometimes we can be a little muddled. All right. I see you guys there. I'm going to call the bottom of the list out just so you guys know you're on the list, but you're at the bottom. So I'm coming to you. So I see, hi, Jess. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Gina. Hi, Astrid. Hi, Andrea. You guys are a little bit down the list, but I'm coming to all of you guys. Okay. So let's start with a 1, 2, 3. So all of you are going to tune into the 1, 2, 3. All right. So Cosmic Cat 1, Cosmic Cat 2, Cosmic Cat 3. All right. So this is your first individual card. Okay. If you watch this later, this is how you can start to tune in. If you hear messages come 3 times, that's for all of us. And if you hear a message that resonates with you, it probably is for you, because that's how the guides like to work. They like to bring all of their people together. Okay, so 1, 2, or 3. Okay, tune in. If you picked one, your week is focus. Eye on the prize, okay? So keep yourself on focus, whatever it is that your goal is. Pick a goal, maybe just one that you really are going to make sure you get accomplished either this week or that day, and just stick with it till it's done. Don't let yourself get distracted, okay? If you picked two, you're being asked to be aloof and seek non-attachment. So if you pick two, you're being asked to kind of step away, just try to ignore the distractions, especially the dark, heavier distractions. They're really attempting us right now to like pay attention to the negative stuff. And I'm not saying just be naive, head in the sand, but sometimes the negativity is not yours to be paying attention to, right? So if you got two this week, turn your head away from all the people asking you to be attached to a certain outcome. If you picked three, it's a week to improvise. Just make it up as you go along. It doesn't have to be scripted. In fact, these days, people don't really like it when you script stuff because they can tell that it's, really efforted and difficult and not necessarily authentic, right? So, all right, let's get going here. Oh, the guides are encouraging a little bit of this wild abundance spray from Lotus Way, too. We all could use a little wild abundance. It smells really good. All right, here we go. Starting at the top of the list, Heather, you made it to the top. And again, like I said, I'm seeing hi Trang, you're there. Courtney, Karen, Robin, I see all you guys coming to you with a card. But Heather, you're first. So your first card is wholeness. Okay, so you're working on becoming all that you are. And remember, we got that completion card that's upside down. So this all plays out together, right? So it's building on itself. So whatever you picked for 1, 2, 3, and then also the cards for the week, you're being asked to know that it's not quite there yet, but it would be good to focus on what would it mean if you felt whole. And maybe that changes from day to day. And you're just like your best changes from day to day, depending on what you're going through, right? So focus on your own wholeness this week. Michaela, you're feeling exposed this week, okay? Time to come clean. So whatever mistakes that are coming through this week, this card can feel a little bit like, oh, what's going to happen? But what this card is saying is it's best to just like not defend or declare, that just instead, sometimes it's just, oh, I see where you're coming from. I'm sorry. I think I told you that I was very happy that my oldest child was able to do that over something that I asked him to change. And he was like, oh, I could see your point. I'm sorry. I'll do better. That's kind of what this card is asking you to do this week. Okay. So just to drop that defensiveness and to also really, really take care of your body. That your guides are definitely saying body, body, body this week for you. Okay. Nicole and Seth. Nicole, you're in a conundrum up in the air. Things are still changing for you. So just let yourself be in that conundrum. Maybe don't make a whole lot of decisions this week because there isn't enough clarity to do that. Okay. Seth, for you, you're being asked to be curious. Worth the risk. Okay. So be curious about what's going on. Let yourself kind of jump into those depths of emotion even, and be curious about other people's emotions, not necessarily be afraid or need to fix everything. Okay. All right, here we go. Headed down the list. Okay. And again, hi, everybody who's watching live, thanks for coming. If you hear a message that's for you, that feels like it's for you too, it probably is. If we see a card 3 times, it is definitely for all of us. Tiff, you got surprise. Okay, so this week, be willing to see and be surprised. It's okay. You can't be in control of everything, and that's okay. It's good to let that go sometimes, okay? So it's not necessarily bad, but do, have your nervous system kind of in check so that you can be prepared without kind of over-responding, okay? Kimberly, I shuffled. They stack them together sometimes, all right? So, oh my God card is saying that there is going to be something that's going to feel very big, like a very big ask. Now, here's the thing I'm hearing for you and Tiff, okay, Kimberly, is that this sometimes when the universe asks for big energy from us, it's because there's going to be big gives back, okay? We have it to give. The exchange. Remember that receiving card at the beginning that we're going to be working on towards the end of the week requires that you ask for help, even ask for big receiving. You never know. Somebody might be willing to say yes to something you think is big. Okay. So be surprised this week. Gina, Oh, we're getting on these double messages here. Curiosity for you too, worth the risk, especially the emotional risk. Go deep with those emotions. Get curious. What's living there? You know, why is it living there? What's going on in your body? What's going on in the space around you? That's what you're kind of being asked to pay attention to, and be as curious as you can without labeling anything too soon. Okay. Cynthia, you're being asked to be persistent, stay the course. So, you know, eventually it's gonna come. You've said that you want it. Yesterday at the manifesting retreat, we were definitely working on our own limiting beliefs about why we don't get what we want sometimes. And sometimes it's because we change course too soon and we're not persistent long enough. So this week you're being asked to be persistent. Okay. Barbara, you've got prosperity. Have it all. Okay, that's not a bad message, is it? So this card is encouraging you to go ahead and let yourself be prosperous, and whatever that looks like. Sometimes it's, you know, we joke, you know, about around here about crystals, right? A little kid came to my door with a bunch of crystals, and she was given permission to sell them off. So she was trying to sell them like cookies. And I was like, cool, I'll buy some crystals. And she said, you'd rather have crystals than money? What's the matter with you? So this card is saying be as prosperous in the way you want to be prosperous, not necessarily the way everyone else says to be. Okay. Janelle and Donnie. Janelle, you're a family, all in the pride. So a little time with the people who you would call family, either chosen family or biological family, but I feel like more chosen family, a little time, maybe invite some people over, spend a little bit of time on the phone with the people that you maybe have been too busy for. Donnie, you're being asked to do some grace, okay? Everyone is connected. So this is a good week for you guys to feel into that. Remember the taking care of your body, but also being realizing that sometimes somebody else is going through a hard time and it's your turn to hold space for that and vice versa. So the grace card is encouraging you not to be judgmental of yourself or others this week, okay? Janice, you got frisky, okay? Time to play. So let yourself be in a playful state of mind this week. Don't try not to take anything too seriously. In fact, your guides are saying make everything a game, okay? Everything can be a game. There's a friend of mine who I also do this myself sometimes. I'm not very frequently these days, but we'll like play a solitaire game and be like, if I win this game, that means I'm gonna be okay about this or whatever. We take our signs from wherever we can, whatever game you want to play to get those signs. Tanya, you've got judgmental. Observe your critic. Okay, so careful this week about that. You can see this cat's very grumpy. You can make you could make big waves in a negative way when you use your judgment in the wrong ways. Judgment when it's used in the right way is like, that's just not for me. And judgment in the right way is also, thanks for showing me an option of an opportunity. And I'm going to say that, you know, for me, I'm going to go this way or that way. And you gave me some contrast, right? That's the way judgment's used healthy. All right, Kalina. Talina, you're working on safety this week, okay? So find your pocket. It's a week to get safe and secure. That completion card, like I said, is a little bit telling me that we're going to feel pretty wobbly. Sometimes that really impacts our root chakra. So give yourself a little opportunity to just give a little more grounding to the day, the week. You know, it's okay to just kind of hide out this week for you, whatever that looks like. Blossoming Lotus, now you got some self-care to do. Time to cleanse. So this cat is definitely getting its cleanse on. So a little time to take care of yourself, a little time to work on whatever that means, and give yourself an opportunity to even, you know, I'm seeing all the 4 suits of the tarot. The guides have been crazy about the tarot lately with me. So 4 suits of tarot: mind, emotion, spirit, and material. Those are the focuses for your self-cleanse and self-care this week. Deanna, you've got fullness, which is just give thanks this week. Just be full of joy, gratitude, whatever it is. You know, one of the things I encouraged at the the mini retreat yesterday, the abundance mini retreat, we were talking about watching out for where we let moss grow. And so Deanna, yours is don't let the moss grow, the mindset of scarcity. Because a lot of times we have exactly what we need and sometimes more than we need and we forget. Okay. Diane. Okay, second time we've seen this little guy. Wholeness. Become all that you are. Focus on yourself. Focus on your own potential. It's a good time for you to be working on what your potential is all about and not dismissing it or playing it small or giving it away to someone else. Okay. Miranda, your card for the week is Watcher. Be your own witness. Mouth closed, stay back, pay attention. He's a little like, oh. But it's okay this week to just be paying attention, especially when we got that whole thing going on about being able to not feel complete. So watch what else is happening around you. Make sure you're participating in the areas that are good for you and watch out for those temptations to participate where they're not good for you. All right, Christy, Kira, and Finn. Christy, discernment, take a closer look, ask a lot of questions. This week, be very discerning. Ask lots of questions. Don't make any assumptions about anything you're signing, anything you're agreeing to. Just be very discerning. Kira, oh, I shuffled. You got the same card. Okay, so whatever you guys are working on, ask lots of questions. Be careful that you don't just agree to get into something that you didn't intend to. Okay? And Finn, you got pounce. Decide to act. Jump into the air. Do that thing that you want to do. Don't hesitate. It's like your sister and your mom are getting hesitate. Hold on. Hesitate and discern. And you're getting don't hesitate. Pounce. So, you can help each other out a little bit this week, it looks like. All right. Sith 4259. Got your me, please. All right. You got mystery. Embrace the unknown this week. Okay. So this is a really good card when we're trying to let something come to fruition that we don't know anything about yet. We kind of have to just wait and watch. Sometimes I do this with my garden because some stuff grows in it that I didn't plant. At least I didn't think I planted. And then it turns out, oh, that's that yummy squash that I put out there and it's coming back again this year, or that kind of thing. So the mystery card is asking you to be willing to wait and not label. Okay. Natalie, for you this week, we've also got the Watcher. Be your own witness. So pay attention, but stay in the background. Pay attention, but keep your mouth closed. Watch what's happening. Be just a little bit more about taking notes than about driving the ship. Okay. Heidi. Envy. Find your own. Okay, so envy is an interesting energy. And if you work with it in your healing space, you can recognize that there's something that is, you are kind of saying that person has my thing, which is not ever true. You cannot have anything that's not yours. Okay, so energetically, if you're feeling envious about anything that's going on, it's a good time to check in with what are you denying yourself. And if you can give yourself an opportunity to see, there's some shadow work that can be done there. If you don't know what that is, I have a course out there that you can watch, but shadow work is really a good place to start with some of this envy work. And then taking really good care of your body and not being envious of anybody else's physical body. We all have our journey, right? Rob, you got fullness this week, so things are going to be yummy for you. So that's good. Just let yourself have it. Be grateful. Again, that MOSS acronym. Don't let the moss grow. Mindset of scarcity. Be in full embracing of everything that's going on for you. Okay. All right, Robin and Jordan. Robin, manifest. From thought to form. This would be a good time to take some action, especially if you've been trying to manifest something and you've been waiting for it to come to fruition. This week would be a good week to take it out of the ether and put it into form. Okay. Jordan, you've got risk. Take a chance. Okay. Astronaut, going to get on that unknown journey. Go ahead and take that unknown journey this week, and keep in mind that you might want to be asking for help at the end of the week. Okay. Eat 100 foods. You're working on innocence. Look through fresh eyes. Sometimes we do have the habit, especially the older we get and the more life that we live, to use our past experiences to drive what's coming next. And the guides are always, the light council, everybody I consult with is always saying, you put things in place that way that you don't intend to put in place. You have things, that history repeats itself because you let it. So this week you're asked to kind of get into a childlike mind, a kindergartner mind. I don't even know anything about anything, and start from there. Sometimes that can feel scary, but it can also be fun. Courtney, this week your focus is on friendship. Care is there, asking for your friends, snuggle your friends, find people who want to be there for you. If you need to ask, that's in the cards this week for all of us to ask. So feel free. Okay. Terry, you're being asked to do some exploration, but step outside your boundaries. Go out from where you've been hanging out and be willing to explore. That can be on all those levels. Yeah, I'm getting that. Those 4 tarot categories, right? So the mind, spirit, emotion, and material. Explore in all those areas this week. Find ways to just, even if it's a little exploration. Sarah and Emily. Sarah, you got improvisation. If you picked 3 at the beginning, this is doubling down for you, but this is like, just make it up. Just have some fun. Who cares how it goes? Actually, the more you can laugh about it, the better. We went to breakfast this morning, and my kid says, I would like to make an announcement. And he says, I would like not to argue this morning at breakfast. And he's the primary instigator of argument. And we all kind of laugh. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And then he keeps going. No, I mean it. We always argue. Yeah, none of us are arguing about not arguing. Anyway, so we were all laughing is my point in the improvisation, and not getting into the seriousness of it, or being like, you're the one who argues. We're just like, oh my gosh, this is so silly. So be a little bit silly this week. Emily, you got some bliss coming your way this week. Contentment is in hand. Okay. So let yourself just relax, just enjoy. It can be the simplest thing, right? Just maybe your favorite drink or your favorite, nature scene. Just go out in it, whatever this week, but just find some bliss. Jenny, you are looking for some truth. All right. And you are going to tell some truth. Let it show. It's okay to tell the truth. It's okay to also let the truth reveal itself by you not necessarily doing anything, but just letting it occur. Okay. So let the truth come out this week. Andrea, see, I told you I was coming to you. Here you are. Release. Let go. Look at that guy. He's so chill. You can give yourself a little break here. Let go. You don't have to do it all the time. I know you're very driven, but sometimes being driven can be a little bit intense. Give yourself a little break. Astrid, for you this week, your focus is on being surprised. This is the 3rd time we've seen this card, so now we're all going to be surprised. Okay? So I'm going to pull the deck out. The book out, just because whenever we get this card over and over, it's something we could use a little bit more focus on. If you pounced on this card, it means something unexpected is facing you now or soon will be. You might be surprised or about to surprise others. Perhaps it's a perfect time for something new to show up, something you did not count on. Some say they don't like surprises, but some people don't mind unwrapping gifts. So here's the contemplation, okay? And this is for all of us. How do you respond to surprises? Do you try to avoid them or embrace them? What is something wonderful you'd like to surprise someone with? What is something wonderful you're anticipating for yourself, even though you don't know how it could come about? Okay. So allowing surprise to be a good thing, not necessarily a bad thing. Next weekend, I won't be on Facebook Live because my husband is surprising me with some sort of anniversary getaway. So, so I do already know I'm going to be surprised this week, but you all are too. Gina, okay, you got the hunter. Stay with the process. Keep your eye where you're going. Maybe you can see that it's there. Maybe you can't see that it's there, but being willing to kind of stay focused, stay on where you said you want to go. Okay. All right, Sarah. And I always point the wrong direction. So let's see if I can, whoop. Nope. See, still didn't do it. That direction there where your name is, that is where your name will show up. Sometimes we have more than one Gina or Sarah or whatever. So just FYI. All right. So, Sarah, you've got some grudges to work on this week. Bury, don't carry. Okay. So, let yourself know that that's bogging you down. And I really love the book Radical Forgiveness for this, but you can kind of pick some forgiveness work. That would be something to focus on for you this week. Okay. All right. Jess, you've got safety. Find your pocket. Go ahead and find some extra protection. Right now, I've been finding psychic hygiene is very, very important. So if you don't know what that means or what that is, go research it. I do have classes on my website. There's lots of resources out there on YouTube. Yeah, this is definitely a week for you to find some safety, okay? And focus on that base thing as best that you can. It doesn't necessarily mean you're in danger either. It just means sometimes you have to focus on, okay, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe, to get your nervous system to start manifesting differently. All right, Trang, you've got improvisation. That's the third time we've seen that one too. Just make it up. Okay, so you've brought it up for all of us now. But improvisation, and look, I just turned to the page too. It like really wants us to know about this. If you've pounced on this card, it means you're being invited to take charge of your creativity in a way that meets your current situations or circumstances, even when you don't really know what you're doing or how it will turn out. It's time to pull something new out of your bag of tricks with your imagination, being the cat you're letting out of the bag. So here's the contemplation, okay? All right, have you been presented with a new problem to solve or wrap your tail around? If no one knows the best or right answer, it's time to improvise. What fears come up about heading out into the new trail or getting out of the box? Acknowledge those as you approach the new situation or challenge. Okay, so that's for all of us. All right, Denise, you've got instigator. Go ahead and start something. Okay, so this week it's a good week to kind of poke around, especially, being the kind of devil's advocate a little bit this week, asking more questions, not necessarily going with the flow. Okay, Naomi, you've got independence on your own. It's always tempting to have someone else to give you directions, but it's also really important to go ahead and say, maybe not so much, right? So give yourself an opportunity to put yourself in your own driver's seat this week, basically. Okay. Kimberly and Jamie. Kimberly, I sent you an email about pronoun pins. We need some more. Okay, here you go, Kimberly. Family, focus on your pride. Focus on your family time. We've been having a lot of family time with the kids, and our children are adults, 18 and 22. And it's really healing sometimes, especially when you've had any kind of upset. It's kind of nice to get that relationship bank account going again. So family would be a good thing for you to focus on. Jamie, you're working on self-care, okay? Time to cleanse. So this is a good week for you to be aware that you don't necessarily, have to take care of everybody else first. It's you can also take care of you. Self-care. Okay, Crystal, you got the truth. Let it show. Sometimes, though, this isn't about saying the truth. Sometimes it's like letting the truth reveal itself by not stopping something from happening. That's what I'm kind of getting for truth for the two of you that got it. It's more about like letting the truth get revealed rather than kind of taking over and taking care of everything so that nothing can make its way out. All right, Cece. Okay, you brought us into the third truth. All right, so here we go. I'm going to pull it up. This is something to focus on, everyone, for this week. So we've got surprise, improvise, and now truth. All right. This is it feels like a big week when you get these cards. If you pounce on this card, it means you have something to say that needs to be said. It could be in any form, sharing a sentiment, making a request, delivering a presentation. Remember the card saying, let's ask for help. Okay. Take the time to tell others who you are, how you feel, what you need, regardless of reaction or response. Know that you owe yourself and no one else can tell your own personal truth. Okay. Thoughts to stalk, as this book says. What is something you want or need to communicate that you've been sitting on? Write it down and say it out loud. Then consider sharing it with who you need to share it with. What is your favorite form of expression? Have you been expressing yourself in that way? And what is a new form of expression you'd like to learn about or experiment with? Make time. Okay. All right. So I come to the end of the list, and thank you, Kimberly, for the response on the pins. They obviously were a hit. Okay. So yeah, for those of you who are local, just FYI, we are definitely an inclusive community. So we normally have a basket of pronoun pins that people can take if they want to. So is there anyone hanging out that hasn't said me? Please, before we conclude, I'm going to throw a card for my husband. Matt, you got a conundrum up in the air. Let some things be up in the air this week for you. It's not all determined, and that's okay. All right. I appreciate you all hanging out this whole time. Again, next weekend, it's unlikely I'll be online just because, like I said, there's some little surprise coming my way. But if I am online, I'll post it up. You guys will see. Otherwise, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a wonderful day. Go be amazing.